welcome to Alexplained. I'm out. So, Zack Snyder's Justice League recently came out, and it was mostly deemed a success. Or at least better than the 2017 version for the most part.
Yes, it's meant to.
And part of the reason why is due to the shift of focus to Darkseid and Apokalips. So guess what I'll be talking about this week? That's right, fan favorite villain Darkseid, which some people, incorrectly dub as wannabe Thanos, but really Darkseid came out first. Sorry, Marvel fanboys. So let's take it back to the New Gods comic, written by Jack Kirby. This is some high concept cosmic stories, which, if I could say, it's kind of like a metaphor for heaven and hell, but with superheroes. It's kind of weird to think about in 2020. Keep in mind, these are like 50 plus year old stories. So what you have is New Genesis, and that is run by Highfather Isaiah. And he has his followers like the Ray, Big Barda, Mr. Miracle. And on the other side is a different planet called Apokalips with a K, and that's run by Darkseid. And he has his evil minions like Darkseid and Granny Goodness, etc. Now, New Genesis and Apokalips with a K are mostly at war because of the dichotomy between, heaven and hell, good and evil, God and the devil. But that doesn't explain how Darkseid became such a big bad in the DC Comics Earth. Darkseid's main objective is to find the AntiLife Equation. We'll get back to that one. But first, I'll tell you about the times that Darkseid did indeed take over the DC Comics Earth. The first incident happened in the 90s in Grant Morrison's JLA comic book run in a story arc called Rock of Ages. Not the Def Leppard song. It was named after the Philosopher's Stone, and it has nothing to do with Harry Potter. Well, not really. I'm sure the mythological background behind the Philosopher's Stone and King Arthur, that has its own story, but I'm talking comics here. The Philosopher's Stone is another name for, get ready for this, Warlogog. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Warlogog is an artifact used by the New Gods, and it shapes reality into the holder of the item's wishes. Okay? So it basically bends reality, bends a fabric of time to create whatever you want to create. In the Rock of Ages storyline, it was actually Lex Luthor who had a hold of the Philosopher's Stone. And seeing that as a problem, Superman quickly snatched it out of his hands and broke it. Because he is a man of steel, right? Bad move, Superman. It actually caused a temporal disturbance which brought Darkseid and Apokalips to the DC Comics Earth. Now, we didn't see what happened, but the story did skip ahead 15 years in the future. Now, at the same time, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and The Flash had their minds transported 15 years into the future of this Darkseid conquered Earth, and their minds were put into their bodies of that time. While there, they had to figure out a way to set things right and also get back to their present day so that they can stop Superman for making that big boo-boo. Long story short, it took the quick wit and teamwork of Green Arrow and the Atom to actually kill Darkseid. Yes, that's right, they killed him. But of course, it's a future, so it means alternate reality. But it still sort of happened in continuity. I don't make up the rules. Let's talk Final Crisis, written by Grant Morrison. It wasn't even the Final Crisis. It's not even the second to last crisis. But anyways, that aside, Grant Morrison does love his Darkseid rules the earth stories. And this one was no different, except it actually happened. He had the AntiLife Equation broadcast all over the earth, turning the population of the planet, evil, and you got to see some evil versions of quite a few DC superheroes. What did it take to stop Darkseid this time? Batman with a gun. That's right, Batman had a gun with a god-killing bullet in the chamber. He used it on Darkseid, and it helped put an end to his big bad reign. Of course, it did kill Batman in the process, as Darkseid did use his Omega beams on him. But that's a story for another time. However, if you are interested, I would recommend you read Final Crisis. It's a really good one. Now, what is this AntiLife Equation that I keep bringing up? So again, this is high concept, cosmic story. You know, it's kind of hard to grasp. But essentially, Darkseid is in search of this equation that could subjugate any sentient being in the universe, even all sentient beings in the universe, so that they'll be under his control. And that's what he wants. He wants control. He wants to take every single planet and turn it into his mother planet of Apokalips. In case you were wondering what this equation consists of, alright, sit back. I've got the formula for you. And yes, this is canon. So, we've got loneliness plus alienation plus fear plus despair plus self-worth divided by mockery divided by condemnation divided by misunderstanding times guilt times shame times failure times judgment. N equals Y, where Y equals hope, and N equals folly. Love equals lies, life equals death, and self equals Darkseid. You know, as the old saying goes in DC Comics, Darkseid is. So there was one more pretty cool out of continuity story where Darkseid's AntiLife Equation got kind of muddled and didn't work the way he wanted to. And that was in Deceased, as in dead. And what happened when Darkseid created a bastardized version of his AntiLife Equation? Well, he created zombies. But that's a story for another time. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll see you later.